The community around your care setting contains hidden groups of high potential future staff, and these are often forgotten and never considered. So not everybody is the same in the community. There are pockets of high potential people that have some kind of connection or display some sort of connection or propensity towards caring or compassion. And in my work, I've mapped in most communities approximately 70 places or groups or clusters or settings where you can find people who are giving, compassionate, thinking of others, or have some kind of connection to care. So the first step is to map your recruitment territory, which we've discussed previously. Understand where people are likely to come from. What is the universe that you're dealing with, the hinterland that we're considering? And within that hinterland then you need to intimately understand what is happening in the communities. So download the worksheet which lists these well over 70 different sources and go through those, ticking off the ones perhaps you haven't thought of that you can investigate more. So start identifying a target list of who and which groups you're going to go after. The next thing you need to do is devise an approach to reach out to each target group. So for example, it might be a passive approach, such as putting up a poster. And we're going to look at about how to make a great poster or flyer in other lessons. Or it might be something you actively do, and that might mean speaking to people face to face, making some other kind of connection, or talking to gatekeepers for those groups to see if you can be allowed to engage with that group in more detail. So what should you say? How do you pitch that you're looking for people to work for you? And how can you avoid being seen as perhaps some kind of threat? Well, the key is aligning your goals with theirs and seeing how you can help them. And that's really the power of networking, is to think, first of all, what can I do for this person or this group, rather than what's in it for me? And good things happen when you take that approach. I think the great news for us in care organisations is that we have an awful lot to offer. For a start, the work we're doing is directly helping vulnerable local people in the community. That's a very powerful starting point. And also the work we're going to offer people are potentially, it's to people who perhaps struggle to get a job in another way, have thought perhaps, for example, they're too old to get employed, and so on. So we've got an interesting offer, and we've also are offering flexible hours and work that fits around their lifestyle. So we have a lot to say and a lot to offer. But let's take an example, a church or a faith setting. That is one of the examples, and I found particularly in the US a very high percentage they discovered of their frontline care staff worshipped in some way. And I'm a vicar son actually, so I understand this myself quite intimately. But if you think of a church, if you're not a regular church goer yourself or other faith setting, then you might find this is rather an intimidating edifice. How do I get in there? And it's not bursting in on a Sunday with a poster and putting it on the altar during the service. We have to be a little bit more subtle, and often you'll find there's a gatekeeper, the local priest or faith leader that you need to get to talk to. But it's really about explaining the offer and the compassion and the care that you're delivering, and some of the success stories of the work you've done, and the sorts of types of people that you would be looking to successfully employ. Could be some of those people that are active retirees or bored or looking for something else to do, or maybe they're vulnerable people in the community themselves potentially. It could be females in a domestic abuse hostel or something where they're looking for work where they've got some other troubles, but care work could be absolutely perfect for them. So these kind of outreach efforts, they do take time and effort because you often have to engage and build a relationship, and that's not an instant thing. But this should be part of a long-term strategy, and certainly within 12 months you will be getting regular word-of-mouth referrals if you do this the way that providers who've succeeded at it have done. So give it a go, download the worksheet, and let's have a look where we can find those people in the community that are waiting to work for you.